Hey guys, and welcome back. So in today's video I'm happy to announce that I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing this Apple Mac Studio. This is the supercharged M2 Ultra chip. This one here has the most powerful chips and a very big storage. That's coming up right now. Alright, so we did receive our Apple Mac Studio. The one we purchased was the 24-core CPU, 60-core GPU. It does come equipped with a 32-core neutral engine. It has 64 gigabyte of unified memory, 1 terabyte of SSD. This does come with 2 Thunderbolts, 4 ports, 1 SDXC card slot. You get 4 Thunderbolts in the back, 2 USB-A ports, 1 HDMI port, and a 10 gigabyte Ethernet port with a 3.5 millimeter head jack. So this is what it looks like. You can see that the box is super big, and when I got into it, like you can see right here, it says 64 unified memory, 1 terabyte SSD. This has the Apple M2 Ultra chip, so this one is super fast. You have some details in here that just tells you about the Thunderbolts, the USB, the HDMI ports, the 10 gigabyte of Ethernet, as well as a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So let's go ahead and dive into this box and see what we do get in this one. So like I said, this is the M2 Ultra chip. The M2 Ultra chip is the largest and most capable chip ever to tackle the most demanding workflows, especially me doing a lot of videos and other stuff. My son does gaming, so this one here is a super powerful machine. It comes in a nice little box. This delivers twice the performance of the M2 Max. It is run complete particle simulations or work with massive 3D environments. You can play back up to 22 streams of 422 videos. The unified memory comes standard as 64. It can be extended up to 192 gigabytes of memory. And the storage, it comes standard of 1 terabyte, but it is expandable up to 8 terabytes of storage. So right here you can see the mini studio right here. It is super big. It is double of the Mac Minis. I've come from the Mac Mini. You can see at the bottom it's really nice. It's got a little fan port right here. We're just going to put that aside and go in the box and see what we do get here. After further inspecting the box, the only thing that we do get is a power cord. So you will need to bring your own keyboard, your mouse, and your display, meaning that that's why these are super cheap, because you're just buying the device itself. There's nothing on the sides or in the bottom. So now we're going to get into the MacBook. We're going to put this aside, open up this beautiful Studio. So this one here is compared to the models of the Mac Pro, which this one is a lot cheaper. So this one here is a beefy update from the previous models. So we're just going to remove this paper right here. You can see that it is a massive device. I cannot believe how beautiful this is. You have 2 lightning ports in the front, and you have a spot to put your memory cards in there. And then there's a power light. So now let's turn it to the back side. So you can see that this big old space up here, that is a fan. So you've got your 4 lightning ports, your Ethernet port, your power port. You got 2 USBs. You have an HDMI, also a 3.5 millimeter jack. You've got the power button right there, and then here is the fan. It is a nice, beautiful computer. You can see that the fan continues on the bottom. The fan blows really quietly, so you don't have to worry about the fan being super loud. Coming from the Mac Mini, it did get a little bit loud, but not too loud. So this one here is super quiet. I don't hear it at all. So now we're just going to remove the power cord. This power cord, it comes with the computer, so there's nothing else but the power cord. So it's kind of a bungee cable, so you don't have to worry about ruining it. It is bendable. So we're just going to plug this in, and then we're going to go take it into my studio and plug it in and turn it on so you can see how nice it looks. I did buy a brand new display for this. I got a 32-inch monitor. So this is the full Mac Mini Studio. So now I'm just going to take this and go into my studio. Alright, so right now we're in my studio. One word of advice: if you do decide to purchase a Mac Studio, I would highly recommend using a keyboard that is connected by USB as well as a mouse, because it does not recognize anything if you're using a Bluetooth. So that's what I had to do. I had to connect a wired mouse as well as a keyboard. So you can see the logo screen, it says hello, and it has in different languages. And then we're going to go into the settings little by little. I'm not going to go through all of it, but we're just going to go ahead and connect the keyboard as well as the mouse, because it did not work on my Bluetooth, because you do not have an option to put Bluetooth in this until you have it completely set up. Alright, so now that I got a mouse and a keyboard connected to the studio itself, I'm just going to go into the languages and just set this up through step by step. So now that it's going to ask my country or region, so I'm just going to scroll down to United States, click on my United States. If you're in a different area, you'd want to put in your demographics. So then once you get your country, just click on continue. Now it's going to say spoken language, accessibility. Just go next, choose your Wi-Fi. I had to choose my Wi-Fi. Actually, I changed it to hardwire because I am using the Ethernet port that does give me up to 10 gigabytes of connection. So migration, you can transfer your information from one computer to another. I decided not to do it because everything was under my iCloud, so I just kindly moved it over like that. But if you don't use iCloud or you want to back it up, you can use Time Machine. So now we're just going to create our account. So just put whatever you want on there, your name, your computer name, a password that you want to lock your computer. So now that we've completed that, you can see how beautiful the display looks. You can see the full logos. This is a brand new monitor that I did get. So I'm just going to go into the Apple menu to show you the stats of this studio. So go into the Apple about this device, and then it'll say Mac Studio right here. It'll tell you it's running 64 gigabyte of storage. So now I'm going to go more about. I'm going to scroll down to hard drive. This is using Mac OS Ventura 13.4, 64 gigabyte of memory. This is using the Apple M2 Ultra chip. So we're going to scroll down. It'll tell you my display, and then you've got the storage is 1 terabyte. So it's detecting my applications and my documents. So I'm just going to scroll up a little bit. You can see out of 994.68, because computers always use a little bit. So this one did come equipped with a terabyte. You can go all the way up to 8 terabytes. I didn't, because I do have an external hard drive. So this is what the Mac Studio looks like. I would highly recommend, if you're looking for a beefy computer, this is the one to check out.